So let's begin with taking a moment of going into the heart space. You've had several meditations the last few months that allowed you to really be present in the moment with your heart and all those things that are around you and beyond you. So let's just take a moment, settle down a little bit, relax, close your eyes, and just allow yourself to take a few nice deep breaths. Allow the busyness of the mind to just kind of fade away. Allow yourself to just deepen your breath. For these next few moments, just allow yourself to be connected to yourself, your high S self. Feel the peace and serenity with each breath surround you, engulf you. Physically allow your cells to feel that peace and serenity, each cell slowing down, calming down. And now just allow yourself to be as present as possible. And allow each cell, it might be even your skin, to feel us. You might feel a warm touch and embrace ever so slightly. For today, we wish to touch you. We wish to be with you. There is no harm here. Possibly allow yourself to open even further and feel the oneness, the unity with us, that you are not separate. Today is a day of celebration. We wish to hold you in our spiritual, energetic arms because you have made it. You have passed the marker. You might not know it, for your mind in 3 dimensions will try and stop you. from truly recognizing and realizing that you have passed the marker. And we welcome you here. We have been waiting for you here. You are one with us here. You have worked diligently, deeply. You have allowed those things to transmute that held you back. So much pain and suffering you have realized. You've allowed yourself to realize this because you knew somehow deep inside that it would raise you up to a higher level of understanding, not above anyone else, for we are all one, but yet a higher feeling and sensation of your truth that is the same truth as here, as it is there, as it is everywhere. There is a sense, of course, of what happens here on this planet that seems out of character at this time because you have crossed over. You have passed the marker. And yet you are still here, and you know this is the walking between two worlds. One foot in third dimension, the other foot in the fifth. To understand and to feel and to sense energetically the difference between the two, this is the beginning stages of passing the marker. You see a war still happening, and it seems out of place. You see many people dying, one side against the other, and it seems so out of place, almost as if you have passed this already. Why is it still here? It is still here because it is still part of a third dimensional reality that you are still a part of, yet as you've moved past the marker, you realize it doesn't belong in the next place you're at. Let us say at this time that some of you might be a little confused, but actually there is no confusion. You are feeling it correctly. You are sensing it correctly, that it seems out of place because it is out of place. There are still lessons to be learned for those who are still here 100% of the time, but that is not you any longer. We are here to support you in every way now. We will continue to channel in the months ahead, but you can touch us anytime you wish. You can connect with us anytime you wish. You've always had that ability. But a trust must be gained by yourself in your own heart to know this is true. Tomei knows it's been true for a long time. He's been dabbling back and forth. It's been very difficult because he feels alone in this. He wishes so much to have compadres, others with him, friends that are in the same community, the same wavelength, the same confusion, you might say, to support each other to walk as you go past the bunker and come back again. You are all there now. Not only those that have chosen today to listen to this channel, but anyone that you have touched. Now let us go into that for a moment. Anyone that you have touched. A long time ago, which would be considered around 8 to 10 years ago, Tomei channeled Archangel Michael. And he said at the time that you don't understand truly the millions of souls you have touched. It seems incomprehensible for you to even realize that in one lifetime, yet in one lifetime, you have touched millions of souls. From the moment of your birth, it began. And when it began, you first came into the female body. And that female body was the first one to be touched. Now, as she was touched first, understand that she has touched others since then. And your energy, the purity of that divinity, of that divine essence, of that diamond core essence that you have learned from Archangel Michael, that lays within your heart space, so unique to your own soul and your higher self, touched that mother as the soul came in. And immediately, consciousness has no time for it. Immediately, all those that she had touched from the time she was born forward were automatically touched by you. Imagine the amount of souls that she had already touched before you came down. And yet they're all touched by your energetic essence as well. Now that might seem, as you say, mind-blowing to you, but yet it is the truth. And as you continued to change, as you continue to realize third dimensional life from that moment forward, your essence brought in feelings and emotions through the various realizations of situations, people's moments of despair, moments of joy, even since you were born, that connected to all those energetic souls of that one mother, as well as those that you had touched as soon as you came out of the birth canal. When you came out of the birth canal, did not the doctor or the nurses touch you? Did they not help bring you into this world, this third dimensional place? Did they not go home and touch another? And that another touched another? And so on and so forth? Carrying that same essence, that same vibration, that same wave and frequency? You can see where we're going with this. It's beyond your mind to comprehend how many souls have been touched with your beauty, your unique beauty. Now, some of you might ask the question, well, what about all the despair I've gone through? What about all the anger that I created? What about all those things that brought me depression? Is that not beauty? Is that not source as well? To be used in such a way to allow you to choose to walk through it? Does it not make you stronger and your soul more vibrant? Does it not help you connect with those who are even lower than you in that same frequency? To serve one another in a way that you couldn't have served each other if you did not walk through that. So is this not beauty? And you did not even have to be with those souls who were touched with your essence, and how you walk through it in whatever way that was that got transmuted into that essence without you actually even being there. Can you now comprehend the billions of souls you have touched? Not even here, but how about the ones that decided to pass away and move into the next veil? Did they not carry that with them as well? Affecting us, allowing us to feel your essence, allowing us to raise our vibrations as well? Can you see the unified aspect of this whole thing? It is so hard for the third dimensional mind to comprehend it, yet your brain has the capacity to welcome this in at a higher frequency. So at a moment's notice, with one breath, with one feeling, with one emotion from the heart, you can connect with us in anything across the veil, anything across the marker which you now have passed. Some say that that marker was hidden from you until you might have passed the test, have proven to us that you are worth coming across the marker. And we say to you, you always have been able to cross the marker. There has never been a blockage. Only you created the blockage. You decided how you were going to wait, what you were going to walk through. Even the time frame, the moments. For here across the marker, even in third dimensional life, which doesn't seem possible, there is nothing but love. This is what you call it, but there is nothing but that unique, unconditional acceptance, compassion, frequency, call it what you will. It is not a definition, but yet a feeling beyond feeling. It has always been here from the beginning, and not of time, but from the very beginning. This game, this test that was started so long ago is moving ahead rapidly. Many are playing their part. The most difficult of this whole journey is once again the judgment that is there. For the judgment is what holds everything back. It is strong. It is stronger than it's ever been. Imagine for yourself that there are more people, more souls on this planet in third dimensional sense than ever before, which allows for more judgment to be here than ever before. Which says the mother must shift even more than ever before. She's been working hard, as you know, because you can feel her. When you are tired, she's been tired. When you have not slept, she has not slept. When you have felt the heat, the friction of fire, which Tomei has felt, that friction of fire is unique unto each one of you. Whether you feel it is a fever or you feel it burning inside you somehow, a burning in your heart, a burning in your lungs, a burning in any one of your organs, a burning in your mind, like you can't think anymore, a dizziness, nauseating, painful, aches and pains that you don't know where they're coming from, but they're there all the same. Those aches and pains, those fevers, that friction that is taking place is the first layer of friction. That friction must take place as you pass the marker, not to get across the marker. You'll know that you are passing across the marker as those type of sensations continue to happen for you. Some of you, it will take longer, and some of you, it will take shorter. It all depends upon you. For you have chosen the work you're doing and how long it might take. It is okay for it to take longer or shorter. It has no meaning as you cross the marker. But know you are crossing the marker, and why we wanted to come to you in the beginning today to help you feel us, to know you are safe, that it's okay to be suffering in a different way, not the same old suffering, you notice, not the suffering of the ego any longer. You might say it's a consciousness suffering. You might say that you are picking up the suffering around you where you live. You might say you're picking up the suffering in foreign countries. But let's just say you are picking up the suffering of the mother in all aspects of who she is. And you are a participant in that because you're all passing the marker at the same time, even though there is no time. You might say this is a communal effort, that nobody is any different than anyone else, that nobody is any higher or done any deeper work or has better understanding or more knowledge or more wisdom. For in your heart space is infinite abundance. Universal infinite abundance. All wisdom, all creativity, all knowledge, all expression, all sensation, all feeling. There is nothing that is not there, no thing. As you begin to cross the marker, those realizations come about. You might say there's even a trust that comes with this. Not a trust that you've ever known before, but a deep knowing. It takes a while for your brain, not your mind, but your brain, to balance this. For the energy, the frequency, the vibration, the wave that's coming in as you're crossing the marker comes down through the top of your head. It also can come from behind your head, so you know there's two outlets there. But whether it comes from either one, it comes into the brain and into the heart space. And the heart space actually transmutes it for you into your physical body, allowing you to accept what's coming in. The cells must change. The vibration, the waves of the cells will begin to operate at a different frequency. You have heard about the rite of rejuvenation. This is what it truly is. You're rejuvenating the cells, the physical cells, raising them up to a light body type situation, which is rejuvenating them to become what they once were before. That beautiful light, that photon that's there, is now becoming alive because you, as a soul, have chosen this to happen. Some of you might laugh and say, when did I choose that to happen? Why did I choose it now? All in good time. You will realize these things. People will come into your life. Souls are going to happen. Connections will be made that continue to enhance your ability to go deeper. They will challenge you. They will open you up. You might say they will gut you so you can see the truth. They will gut you because they will push you away so strongly in how they treat you that it forces you to start looking at life in a different way, to present yourself to life in a different way, for there still is life as you cross the marker. That does not change. For life is energetic. It is not just physical. You've been told it is just physical. Life goes on, as they say, as you pass away. You do not die, you are immortal. What life might you lead as you're crossing the marker? What life might you lead when you're across the marker? What life might you lead in a different part of the universe, solar system, galaxy? What awaits you? Does it really matter? For isn't the most important thing, if you want to say it's important, to just accept the truth of your heart space? To be so present there on a daily basis that you begin to see through the density that has always been around you, covering up the truth of what's always been around you. You have been touched today, and we will be there every moment for the rest of your journey. You can feel us, you can sense us, for we are you and you are us. And if you but open the door in your heart with a breath, we will be there. If there's a tingling in your skin, if there's a chill that runs through you, if all of a sudden you're on fire, if all of a sudden your brain takes you away into thoughts that you didn't even know existed, if your dreams get so crazy you think you're losing your mind, well, there is an aspect to that, of course. You are losing the mind that you thought you had to open up to the mind that is finally a part of your heart space, that higher mind that your brain is ready to accept and welcome in. Each one of you, each soul, every single divine essence that's been touched by you since you first came down here, which is, you might say, billions of divine essences. It's hard to even comprehend. When you raise that consciousness, that frequency, that vibration within yourself, just a small particle, it is felt by all those. It is felt by us. It's felt by the whole universe. So begin to understand, which is a realization, a feeling, a sensation, that as you come out of the astral realm from sleeping at night and you wake up, put your 2 feet on the floor and begin your day. Every single step you take is already beginning to shift the waves and frequencies and vibrations of everything around you. Can you become more conscious of that? When you cross the marker, that's all you do. You are in it constantly. But since you are just beginning to pass them, there is still that sensation of being here and being there, being here and being there. And this could last for any number of years, centuries, maybe another lifetime. But know that every step you take, every set of eyes that you connect with, every hug you give out, every smile you make when you see a flower or a bird or some kind of animal that brings a tear to your eyes, a joyful tear. Anytime you send out a kindness in any way, anytime that you're truly present in the moment, anytime you just reach out and touch someone with a pure heart, when need is finally erased, there is no judgment left. For when need takes the place of the heart, is it a good need? Is it a bad need? Is there an attachment? Is there not attachment? Judgment comes into the story. But when need is erased, and you're just there in the moment, allowing yourself to be present, allowing yourself to just let come to you what comes to you, and you allow yourself to feel it, to sense it. All your journeys have been tough ones. It does not matter who has the better story. They have all been unique unto each individual soul and most difficult to each different soul. So there is no comparing. But there is a sense of kindness and compassion, because as you get together, you realize all of you go through difficult times, and all of you are there for each other, not to try and fix things, but just to present an air of kindness and compassion, allowing that individual soul to continue their journey, for they must walk through whatever it is they're walking through, so they can continue to pass the marker. And now it has begun. There are thousands upon thousands of old souls passing the marker as we speak. They're not past the marker, they have begun passing the marker. You will meet many, for all of you will begin to move. All of you will begin to go to different places, whether you move from where you're at to live in a different place, or whether you travel, or whether you travel astrally, or whether you bring it into your mind and create those openings that allow them to see you, feel you, and touch you. This is traveling. The mode of traveling is going to change. You will begin to feel and sense the gifts that you have that are unique unto your soul, that will help you connect with others. The powers that be that wish to still create the animosity, that is a very, very low density and cannot in any way control the gifts that you have. They will not be able to stop you from connecting in such ways to lift others up who are in dire need of being lifted up with a single thought, a projection from the heart, a tear that comes to your eye when you see a picture, goes immediately to those situations. And what is that energy that's going there is a simple sense of kindness, a pure, authentic kindness that comes from the heart. It comes from your diamond core essence. Believe us when we tell you that this happens, for when it does happen, we are there to enhance that feeling, to help you feel it even deeper, because you've chosen to do that, to give up that, you might say, that is in your heart, but you're not giving up anything. You're just becoming a conduit of it. And because we're all unified, we can all help you at the same time. That's quite a trick. But you must trust this. You must be open to it. So beginning to go across the marker, to pass the marker, and feel the sensations that come with this, and trust that you are on the right journey, the right path. There are so many moments in your life up to this point that have showed you the choices that you're making, whether they be, let's just say, correct or not correct, or there isn't anything wrong with anything, but it shows you if it doesn't feel right and you try and force it, it doesn't usually turn out so well. That is just a test to continue to realize your intuition is your guide. And your intuition is the diamond core essence coming through your heart space. And it is us talking to you, not telling you what to do, just giving you that support to continue to raise your choices higher in frequency, more and more and more. Today is an incredible day. The day is in your time frame. It is in a third dimensional sense. There are no days here. But on your life calendar, this day is unique. For this day, thousands and thousands of old souls are beginning to move past the marker. They are taking that first step. If you take a moment, you might actually feel that wave right now. Can you feel the strength in your body right now? There's a strength there, a vibration that you're not alone. It's a strength you might never have felt before. It's almost like the billions of cells you have in your body are billions of souls that are there with you, and you are with them. And you're all choosing at the same time to move. To begin to move past the marker. Is it not beautiful? It is almost overwhelming for a physical body to feel that you're not a physical body. You're way more than that. It's time to stand up. truly stand up. And all it takes is one breath. Once again, we ask you to take a few breaths. Now feel us. Now feel our comfort and our awe of who you are. Feel us surrounding you as far as you could ever see. For we are here for you. With each breath, feel, sense that strength, that acceptance of all of who you are. You have made no mistakes in your journey. They are all perfect in every way. Another breath. And another. Allow yourself to place your hands on your heart space. And as you breathe into your heart space, as you exhale, allow yourself to just release anything that doesn't feel serving you any longer, whether it be a thought or a situation, a person, a past lifetime, any density that no longer has a place. This is such a simple process. We will not tell you to do this during a certain time frame or that it has to be a process. But we will tell you that every time you do this, it will assist you to continue to pass the marker. So it's up to you. Sometimes you might forget. There will be reminders. But whether you do it once a day, once a week, once a month, does not matter. But we say do it with depth and presence. Be present and honor those things that do not no longer serve you. Honor them, feel them, sense them. Bring them through the heart and they will be transmuted instantaneously. We are so happy for you. and so happy for the thousands that have chosen to move on and to assist in such deep ways, to assist the mother to make these changes that are about to happen. So I might suggest that you take a few moments here to breathe, kind of come on back. Um, So I'll just share a few things that was going on for me during the channeling. When they said that thousands were beginning the process of passing the marker, the vision was off the charts. I almost want to say that there are some that are passing the marker that aren't even on our planet. There's so many souls. The wave was just huge. And there was a really strong oneness to it all. It wasn't like we were even individual souls as such. It just seems like it was just, we were just all one beginning the process. Nobody had a special job to do or had to do it a certain way. Somebody else was going to do it differently or something. It just seemed all coordinated together in some aspect. It's almost hard to put into words. As soon as they came in the beginning, that was so powerful for me. It was really, really strong in my whole body, as it was at the end, kind of the same feeling at the end for me. But such a, the only word I can come up with is joy. It's just the whole channel had this exuberance of joy and excitement. And, that rejuvenation comment was, yeah, it's really something. It's almost like so many are going to be shifting their physical bodies in this path, in this walking across the marker. Bodies are going to change. People that were supposed to die within weeks will be rejuvenated, and there will be no explanation for it. And yet it will be so, how would I say, under the radar, that it's not going to be like something you're going to see on the news or something. It's just like, this is just all part of the process, and be very in silence and quiet. It just, that's who we are. We do this under the radar, and we just keep walking our walk. So I guess that's all I wanted to share. There's not much else. So anybody else wants to share something, please go ahead and speak. And if you guys are going to say something, I ask you to come over. You can even sit here. I'll get out of here. You can sit so they can hear it this time, if you have something you wish to share with everyone.
Week after week, I seem to be saying that this is the most amazing channel you've ever done. So I won't say any more. I'll keep my normal 3-hour lecture to just that short.
We love you, Bill.
Extremely, extremely timely, extremely relevant. I am so blessed that we've had this relationship now for what's been 9 years, 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Just remarkable. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, you too. Yeah. Yeah.
Round two. Throughout most of that time, you have talked about and verbalized working with a team, a group, the group. And today, the entire meditation was about we. And can you clarify more, say more? Is it important to say more? Is it useful to say more about today's we as distinct from that team you were working with before?
I guess the only thing I can add to that is that there seems to have been what felt like an overall blockage, kind of, or I guess, Cryan likes to use veil, which is kind of a great way of explaining it, that was there for a long time. And you might say each old soul had created their own veil to be able to begin walking, across the marker. And because of all the work that each individual old soul had done, there is a like almost a all-inclusive veil that is part of the earth too. And because of all the work that individuals had done, that is now gone. And so as a collective, we now are going to be beginning to move as opposed to just individual souls. And so it becomes more of a collective consciousness, not that it wasn't there before, but now it's more being realized than ever before because of that. And so not only that happens, but because that veil has been dissolved, they are now able to connect with us in ways that let's just say they weren't allowed to, because it was your choice that they weren't allowed to. It wasn't that they didn't want to. It's just that you had chosen for so long, not you personally, but each one of us had chosen for so long to kind of see ourselves as separate in that ego state. And so now we're walking past that. That's really, it seems that has been lifted, because a lot of individual souls have chosen not to be a part of that. Not 100%, of course, but it's kind of like that 51% deal where that has finally been chosen. And so now that just opens this gigantic door, it seems, for them to come in to feel. I hope you all felt even a small piece of what I was feeling in the beginning, because it was crazy, the strength that they had around us. So that we thing, or it's like there isn't even a we. It's just a unified field of consciousness. Or yet there's.
Well, you used to talk about your team, your group was I understood it to be a more specific group of embodied ascended masters, if I
Mhm.
can call it that.
Sure.
And today what came through is not in the use of the word we was not only them, but even more of them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while, actually. It's like, it's just like I think they said something, maybe it was 2 or 3 ago channels where, if you can imagine the earth is going through its dark night and all the billions of souls that are on the planet, she has to go through those dark nights as well as her own, which is kind of mind blowing, In the other respect, it's like all the beings of such a high consciousness that we can't even fathom are starting to come through. And so the only word I've got that I can share is like the group. I mean, just like there's some, just overwhelming amount of energetic beings that are coming through. So there's no specifics to it. For me personally, I would say that for them to work with me, it had to start slowly, which started, a long time ago when I was doing Archangel Michael mandalas, and he was coming through me at that time, and I just started channeling him. There's no way I was prepared to handle more than that. I was hard enough to handle that. And so there's that kind of graduation of energy coming in to assist you that's not too hard and too harsh, so you can keep going. And now it's just it's off the charts. And that's what I believe that what they were trying to do today, and I'm getting kind of a yes, is they want you to feel that
Yes, I
it's
get it.
available to you anytime, any moment. And so there isn't this gradual process anymore, because all the work that we've done as a collective is starting to feed off of each other. That kind of like when they said, can you imagine the billions of souls you've touched?
Right.
So it's almost like, well, geez, I don't have to do any work anymore. And they're like, oh, no. No. There's still work to do. But there's that sense of like, wow, I can't even fathom how much support I have. In any moment, I choose to do whatever I'm going to do. It's off the charts. Just because of that, the touching of all these souls, and all the souls have done things and now touch us. It's just, wow. So off the charts. Yeah. So maybe that helps the we. I don't know. I don't know.
I've had a similar we experience with what I called my spirit partners as I was writing my book, back a decade ago. And I've been doing a lot of energy testing around it, et cetera. And my quote group, I'm going to call it soul group, essence group, has expanded pretty dramatically as well.
Yeah.
And I think there's just more and more and more and more. I mean, it's
Yeah.
It's so different.
Mhm.
I don't want to use phrases like it's scary or anything like that. It's not scary. It's
No,
just
it's not scary at all.
unfamiliar. It's just
Yeah.
unfamiliar. It's just different.
So there's that again. I think them talking about, as you're walking, on your journey, passing the marker, you still come back here because you've still got more work to do here. So, we go back and forth, and as we go towards the marker, it becomes like, whoa, and you come back here, it's a little bit more stable. Then you go over here again, whoa, and then come back and again get a little bit more stable. And so it's kind of interesting that you'll keep bringing some stuff back with you when you become more stable here, which That's what I think that, like the kind of traveling thing they were talking about, where you're going to be using your gifts to go different places. That was pretty cool. I could see how that's how we're going to travel. It's almost like you're going to be traveling in the astral realm as you're bilocating everywhere. So next month we'll be doing this at your house.
Oh, all right.
And we're just going to bilocate. We're not going to.
Okay.
We don't need jets.
Well, you could use my new computer.
There you go. Anyone else have anything they want to share? Feelings, sensations, thoughts?
I'm off mute. Yeah, I'm off mute, right? Can you hear me, Tome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just yeah, at the beginning definitely resonated with a lot of the descriptions of the sensations and what's happening kind of in the body, and just the dreaming, the dreams, the feeling like the mind is kind of like jello for no real apparent reason, and kind of like, am I going crazy? Like what's happening? Just kind of a good reminder of that. Had a really cool moment at the end. A lot of what you've been encouraging us is asking that question: do we need this in the moment? And that when we were in that, the simplicity of being in the breath, and there were just a few things rattling around in my mind, and just felt that energy just going to my heart, and just what's the word, transmuting in just a more powerful or deeper way than I've ever really felt. And it was just instantaneous. So yeah, just kind of a cool reminder of that, the availability of that, and the power of that, of just, do we need this in the moment? And oftentimes we don't.
Yeah.
And just how easily it can be transmuted.
Yeah.
So it was just really cool to feel that in a deeper way than I felt before.
Nice.
The paradox there, Tom, is that in our dealing with Liana, okay, she talks about the brain, there are two major kinds of cells in the brain, the neurons, which everybody knows about, but then there are also the glial cells. And the glial cells form what people will call sort of the pudding. And when you said everything felt like jello, to me, that's the feeling that it's just those glial cells absolutely lighting up. All right. It's not the neurons, which are the things that make us do things. It's the glial cells that are the connector cells to the higher dimensions, and the higher frequencies. And it was just the way you said it. It was just, oh my God, that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
So I had an experience just a couple weeks ago where I was laying on the rolfing table, being rolfed, and all of a sudden my heart just felt this tremendous amount of love, just boom in my heart. And my sister was right to the left of me, and then I realized the whole room was just filled with ascended masters. My sister has passed a long time ago. But it was just packed, and it was just like, wow. My heart was just like poof, just, of course, me being me, I'm just like, just crying, and the gal's like, what's going on? And I couldn't tell her until I was done, but yeah, I felt the we, I guess, the we.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you did that every breath.
Well, I don't know about me, but I'd be crying, yeah. I'd be crying 24/7, so that might be a little too much, but
So we have to stay human, darn it.
yeah, I think so, for now, anyway. But that little transformation, yeah, that we just did was for me very quick, and I thought it was going to take longer because it was something that just happened before this whole channeling happened, I guess, that was upsetting to me. But it's like, oh, cool, that's it. Yay.
Yeah, well, imagine, I mean, just imagine the, I don't want to say power, but just, the creativity that we have inside our hearts, that we can just transmute energy anytime we want. And if we do it through the heart, then there's no harm. So you're not like judging something and changing it or anything. It's just, no, it's just not serving me right now. I think I'd rather have this instead. And you just pull out from the infinite abundance what it is that you wish to feel. And the other part's gone that quick. It's pretty amazing what we really hold inside of us.
That's really true.
Yeah.
I
You
love
could say, how long does it take to let go of something? Oh, about a breath.
Yeah, about a breath. Yeah. That last exhale.
Yeah.
Dan, you're about to say something?
Oh, just it was a really cool image when they, through you or all of us, we collectively shared about what we plan with. I had this image kind of like with, I think you said each step or each breath, but I think it was each step, where it's just walking around in this vibration that we cultivate inside literally is planted everywhere, and just kind of, there was just a very strong image of like anchoring. That was just, yeah, it was just kind of really cool to feel that as you're in your daily walk. And of course, I know we've talked about it a lot. There was just kind of a really cool image of that, what's in your heart, and literally every step is kind of rippling that into whatever space, kind of, it's into infinity, but into the immediacy of whatever is the present moment that you're in.
Yeah, it's anchoring is a great word. I love that word. And what's really beautiful about it is that it doesn't matter if somebody uses it or not. It's kind of like you're just being in the moment. And if somebody wants to use that energy, awesome. If they don't, awesome. It doesn't, there's no judgment, or it's just so harmless, all of it. It's just so incredibly harmless, yet it's so beautiful at the same time to accept it and engage with it, or enjoy it, or however you want to look at it. It's pretty amazing that is what we're here for. First we have to raise our own consciousness, of course, and our hearts open and so on. But then to be here in service in that way, it's like, I don't really have to do anything special, yet it's incredibly special. I don't have to become something, or I can just be in my heart, and that's all I need to be. I don't have to do anything else. Because when you're authentically there, and everywhere you go, that's all you're doing is implanting it. And it's just so incredibly simple and beautiful at the same time. Yeah. But anchoring is a great word. I like that.
Tom, are you doing anything specific or special about sending energy to the war situation in Ukraine and to the misery and pain of what's being created there?
No. What I have felt, this is my own personal feeling of it, is that I must stay centered within myself. That seems to be the journey that most old souls are on right now, is just to not let outside influences drain us of energy, because we get wrapped up in judgment of, oh, this is sad and this is that, this is, it's wrong and all this kind of stuff. It's like raises that density to a higher place, which helps us give ourselves away to it. And instead, as long as I keep raising my vibration higher, it goes there automatically. I don't have to do anything special. I don't have to, center it or anything like that. At least that's what it feels like to me. It just keeps coming. And, that energy that goes over there, for instance, if whatever comes through me, I know it's being used for that person to walk through their journey of dying there, or the children dying. It's not up to me to choose what's right and what's wrong, you might say. It's not up to me to make things right or make things, whatever. It's just up to me to support every soul in whatever journey they're on, in whatever way they wish to create it. That's up to them. And without harm and without judgment. Lisa and I talked about this the other day. It's like, I'm done with judgment. I think I told people I was done with manipulation last year, and this year, I'm doing everything I can to not be in judgment during the day, no matter what. I'm not perfect, so there's moments I get wrapped up in it, but that's my personal way of being in the world and making shifting happen. It's just, I'm just done with all this stuff that's going on. And if I can create that energy around me and walk that way, I believe it makes a difference. I know I can leave right now if I wanted to. And I know I made a difference in a way that is really heartfelt. And I got Len talking to me every day about that, and my buddy Jeff and others who have passed away. And it's an amazing connection. There's connection with all these other beings like you were talking about, but there's something to be said about a knowing that you're not going to pass away, even if you leave here, and that energy is going to still be here, and it's going to assist others in ways that you can't even comprehend. But I'm not saying I'm going anywhere soon. I want to stay. I want to enjoy everything I can at this point, every moment, and I'm going to do the best I can without judgment. So you might say I'm just kind of staying clear of all that stuff, Bill. Not really. I just don't want to entertain that stuff anymore. Not that I'm signing off on it. I believe I have a better way. So
yeah, my experience is that we are really at a choice about how emotionally attached we get to it.
yeah, that's a
Okay.
judgment.
And in that sense, it's that attachment that drags you down.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sending love and light to the situation itself is what I'm doing. Okay.
Mhm.
Not about getting wrapped up in the drama and the trauma of what's happening to physical people.
Yeah.
And that sort of was the context of my question, really. I mean,
Well, and I think, and that's beautiful. That's why every old soul has, I think, their own way of being in this world and being in the moment. And everybody can check in with their heart, and it'll tell them, some people might want to send money over there. That's what their heart's telling them to do. That's awesome. But just for me personally, like I said, I'm working every day on that judgment piece. And so far I'm doing okay.
good.
So how about anybody else? Anybody else have anything they want to share? You guys, anything you guys want to say? Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. It was wonderful again.
Yes, it was.
I'm not sure what the next date's going to be, but I'll probably get something out in the next couple days. So I'll obviously have this on the recording as well, or the email as well, so you guys can watch it again.
Go ahead.
And thank you all for joining again. It's been awesome.
Yep. Thank you.
See you guys.
Dane, thank you for helping.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
thanks,
course.
Dane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, see you guys.
See you
Be
guys.
safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.